The #1 reggae radio station, on air, online, everywhere, worldwide.
We have the honor of having Juliani, who's one of the top 40 under 40 named persons list that just came out. Karibu sana Vibes Radio, Juliani.
Asante, nashukuru. Hii award ndio iko wapi naulizia. Sikuiendea.
Well, I think it's a very important award is just being on the list, because let me tell you, there's a lot of guys who would love to be on that list. And when we saw...
Me for one.
Including this guy who you're sitting next to. Right now you're sitting next to Royalty, behave yourself. So yes,
really?
yeah.
I've known him for the last how many years?
Did you know him? Did you know him when he was in the top 40 under 40?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And when he just walked in, I told him I have your award.
Ingekuwa wale wase wamejua Juliani leo because of the list. Ainge make sense. But yeah, as we told you guys earlier, he was an amazing artist, upcoming artist in Dandora when he appeared in the groundbreaking Kilio Cha Haki album. And we told you earlier, we like the tunes like Bahasha ya Ocampo. You know, here in Season Circle, we're all about chanting down all those people, all those leaders, all those guys who say they're going to do something and never do it. And now Juliani is here, setting such a good example of what you can do for your community and for your place where you grew up with just a little bit of common sense. And these guys have millions of shillings to do these things, but they can't do it. So yes, we were saying Karibu Tena, and we just want to ask you, how does it feel to be named on achieving top 40 under 40? Because some of those people on those lists, there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's really... it's amazing. The list is amazing. But for me, what was amazing was that you are on the list. Yes,
I mean, niliona Mimi, Yashinsky ako hapo, and some other guys. So nilishukuru sana that actually art, they start considering art as something viable and that makes sense.
True.
Because I was thinking about it today, like, for us, from Seku grow up from Dandora to Sheriff Akwapa Sai, there's something, one or two things that he knows that should be used or should be studied or taught. So the same as us, yani ndo tukwe in the deepest dungeon nuko ya Dandora mpaka saa hiyo tuko hapa hivi.
And I love it. I love all Dandora Massive. I think you all know that. And the fact that I'm sitting here with two of these legends. Wacha niringe kidogo. Dandora Massive, me have your people over
big
here.
Big up yourself, all Dandora Massive.
Big up all D Massive.
DHC.
Yeah, man. Personally, I learned a lot from D. If I tell you the first hood I ever went to in my life, it was D.
I remember those days. I swear.
You saw me. You see, I was there too.
Nimeona na sasa nimekubali wewe ni unajua kupigana ngeta.
Wacha kupatia tu wadi bad CV wewe. Nililearn vitu mingi sana huko. A lot of things, especially about community and why community is very important. Because sisi huku pale tukua tunaishi, there's no story of community. Wewe unaishi kwa keja yako and you do your thing and whatever. And that's what used to take me to D. Because I used to feel like I'm in a community. I belong here. And when I go back to my yard, I'm like, I don't know anybody in this place. What do these people do? So I want to big up everyone who made it from D and is doing great things right now. But also, you know, did they tell you about making the list? Did they tell you anything about it and why they picked
saw
you?
An email. I mean, they wrote a little bit about them because the music. And of course, we can't talk about other things if we haven't talked about the music and place muziki yangu imefika. And I was really I'm so lucky that muziki yangu imecut across first of all across all ages, across the nation. So I think hiyo ndo ilifanya nime kwa hiyo list. Na ni conscious, sio tu muziki.
That was what I was waiting for. It's being conscious, guys, and you can actually make a list like that by being a conscious artist. I think tumeishi kwa time sana Juliani where the youths are brainwashed that you have to be cool, vulgar, obscene with naked people in your videos to be on a list like top 40 under 40. So for me, the fact that you're on that list shows that a conscious person, someone who knows what they're doing, who's helping their community, can make this list. And it's a really great example, I think, even for the youth that you're mentoring to see you on that list. It's like, wow, I can learn something from him. So yes, guys, you're tuned into Season Circle on Vibes Radio. We're speaking to Juliani, top 40 under 40, and he's right here. And as we told you earlier, we are joined by Juliani. He made the top 40 under 40 list, and you know, at Season Circle, we're all conscious about these things. And yeah, man, we want to welcome you back again to the headquarters of Positive Vibes Radio. Thank you for staying with us, and now we're still celebrating Juliani. Yeah, man.
Juliani, I'm super stoked and proud of your achievements.
Sandy, bro.
Let's talk about the projects you've been undertaking now. Now, away from the stage, you've been an outspoken champion of justice, governance, and express in the 2013 hit Utawala. What are some of the stuff that you're doing now?
Kenya I realized that of course you can inspire change, but at the same time you need to put infrastructure to realize your change. Ama your change inafaa kuwa in a way that it can be repeated. Unaona, so that can only happen in institutions. So tuka set up Dandora Hip Hop City 5 years ago. Tulibuy land uko did Boma, and then tuna set up center ya so young entrepreneurs, artists na whatever. And then site tuko na project inaitwa customer bora waste management. So one Taka Bank, basically we have a demand of 25 tons a day of PET, and we're trying to supply it. So we need to set up Taka Banks, trash ATMs in different neighborhoods, and one Taka Bank employs like 10 young people.
That's amazing.
Wait, 25 tons of PET?
PET, yeah. So we have people who want it, but we can't supply.
Can I supply?
Yeah, we supply. But the best thing we set up a youth group. Once a youth group is set up, si tunamprovide tools, tunampatia resources, na tunampatia market. Na other opportunities na kamna au kuwa organized.
Okay, that's super amazing. I love that idea because it's something that maybe not everyone thinks about. But one Taka thing, 10 youths.
One Taka Bank employs 10 young people, and we have and we're using online platform kufanya hivyo. So kama wewe ni msewa mtaa, uko na plastic paper, ukipeleka kwa Taka Bank, ina convert into points, and then your points unatumia kubuy vitu kwa website yetu. Kadi for example, hapo awendo kuna sona utumie kubuy unga,
hizo hiyo plastic.
Nakuru kuna team inaitwa Vision 4 wanatumia pia wanatumia. So we have different tumedo pilots already. So now ni kuiscale tu sasa.
Nice.
All right. And you also used your influence to rally slum youths in areas like D to embrace environmental conversation. It's something that we've been talking about, and but also the Dandora City Mentorship Program with the objective of building sustainable model for monetizing the arts. Now, what are you doing now for like the upcoming Julianis, the ones who want to be like you, who want to go and record, who want to make a big hit?
So exactly, that's what you're saying na hiyo Dandora Hip Hop City. So kuna studio hapo, kuna kila kitu, but to realize, and you know this better than anybody else, that inafikanga place we can't say we are successful just because you're successful. We can say you're successful because you've created a something ya kufanya hiyo success iko repeated.
That's true.
And we can only for us to do you through Hip Hop City. We have something also called My Msanii, where it provides other services for artists, so that was a repeat success. Now success sometimes it doesn't mean you're a millionaire, it just means that you're professionalizing your art.
Yes, that's super important. So Juliani, I really want to say big up to you, because honestly not a lot of people will come from a situation. I don't know if everybody knows your story, but you came from D as well. You were younging when I used to come there.
I
used to I remember seeing you, but I saw so many youths in that time. And I used to
everybody was like everybody's just Nazizi.
But when later on, when you released your first single and I listened to it, I could tell this is D. And we were having a conversation earlier, me and you. What happened? Because let me tell you, D was like the conscious revolution music that even I wanted to put out. And we came from a time when there was a lot of conscious hip-hop artists, conscious artists, full stop, from Kenya, right? And then all of a sudden, if I'm looking back, and this is, I really respect everybody's art. I'm just talking about the consciousness, because I feel like as African artists, we have a bigger social responsibility. We can't just be flossing. We're not flossing. Our lifestyle is not flossing. It is difficult. We're trying to get the leaders to change. So how many youths can you say now you're listening to right now out of Kenya who are spreading this same message maybe you and maybe Kalamashaka were doing?
The beautiful thing about it is that Sai industry may grow in a way that kuna layers.
Okay.
So kuna wale popular.
Yeah.
And then kuna kardinali huko chini. Kuna tu jeshi ya watu tu, they are doing stuff nini. The only difference is that hatukuifanya ikuwe professional na ikuwe lucrative. That wasewa feel ni kama ni kitu wanaweza fanya.
Okay.
So that's what we're saying, that can we make art iwe professional in the way that tunaweza repeat success. Otherwise tukitofocus na the 5 that zinachezwa kila pahali, tunadhani hiyo ndio representation.
That's the representation.
Hiyo si representation. Maartists wako wengi wala na do vitu amazing huko mtaa.
Yeah man, I love it. And yes, we're speaking to Juliani, of course, right here on Vibes Radio Season Second, and we have enough questions for him. Sheriff, enough questions.
Mbaya sana. Okay, talking about You talked about the youth men when you're trying to create avenues for them to get a bit of economic cash. Turning back to artists, you said that we should be working towards creating an environment, opportunities where artists can concentrate on their music without necessarily worrying about other jobs to put forward on their table. How is that going for you?
Saiko poa kasa tuko the foundational level, because so me na tumetu experience yangu, because I come from a place where for me to even build career yangu that nimekuwa popular na unaweza make a living out of your art, it took one or two things to be right. So na sahi tuko way better off than before. Kuna a lot of avenues ka nyinyi hapa. Kuna wewe sahi una understand industry po, una understand industry. So I think the raw material iko. The only difference is that the artists themselves need to understand that first. So that's why I think for me ni hiyo education na hiyo institution nasaidia. Then by the time artist anatoka haizi rudi nyuma tena, itakaa tena unaenda alafu na beat alafu.
Okay. And yes, we're speaking to Juliani. He made the top 40 under 40 list, and we're super proud of him here at Season Circle, stirring it up kama kawaida. And yes, we have been stirring it up with Juliani, who made the list top 40 under 40, and I can see the Vibes Nation giving so much love. Jeremy Gig says, greetings Season Circle, big up to Juliani, loving the vibes. And Yeman Missy Marcus Gava saying, big up Juliani for the great work you are doing. Stano says, big up Juliani, I'm following from Shauri. And then Bayona says, big up Juliani, yako ni more than a song, yako in life and street teaching big. When you liberator, you deserve the award, umetoka far. And then I see Kim mtoka akisema, sasa musical sheriff si apewe, kwanza vile amepigania reggae huku. Ama amepita 40. Ajafika 40 bado. Don't worry, sheriff has not reached the 40 mark, but he can make it by next year. He can make the list.
A couple of years to go.
You got a couple of years to go. And yeah, man, as we told you, Juliani made the list, and that's why we were super proud to bring him in and, of course, ask him a couple of questions. And there's a question, Sheriff, you wanted to ask, being a father of a daughter as well.
Yes, I'm a father. As you know, of course, of several daughters.
Several daughters, he says.
Several daughters. Si wa inje wandani tu peke yake.
Okay, I'm proud of you for that, by the way. Good.
Now, as a father of a 4-year-old daughter, don't you feel that at times that the music that you put on, sometimes the lyrics also can jeopardize your livelihood when you touch on sensitive issues? Saa zingine una fire bond ma politicians, saa zingine uone kama.
Yeah, and also, you know, we come from that era where if you're talking against the politicians, or if you're talking against the government or the system, you should be afraid. We all grew up in that, Do you ever think about that when you write your lyrics?
Not really, because for me, I think livelihood I come from a politician, it come from the fans, you know. So the fans are the ones. Kusema kweli naweza jidai hapa, mimi niko talented, of course, niko na hizo vitu zote, but the fans are the ones who decide who place what I could place. It's not a politician watu cost 200 kwa parliament ama. So they don't change my fate as such.
I love it.
But at the end of the day, kusema kweli is that we have a responsibility. And na our position God ametupatia ina kama responsibility.
That's true.
So you can't tell me to rap about other things that I don't know about.
You can only talk about what you know about.
What I know and
or
what
you
I
feel like. What you feel every day. Yeah, I love it. So, you know, you shouldn't bow down just because of the pressure or because you feel like something will happen. And I'll talk a little bit about King Kaka because he went through the pressure recently when he released the song. And they tried to make it like he's just another youth who doesn't know what he's talking about. But actually we all felt the power of his message, you know, and they really, really tried. But I could feel at some point he was feeling the pressure and the heat coming from everybody, but he kept going, you know, and I want to big him up. We need more youths like that in Kenya, in Africa, you know, in total, we need more people like that. Now, I'm going to ask you one more last question about your locks. You have had locks since you started your career. What is your identity? Yesterday we did a spotlight on Burning Spear, the teacher himself. And I just want to know, what do locks mean to you? Is it something that you identify with in Rasta, in reggae, or is it just a revolution symbol, or it's just hair?
Kusema kweli mimi nilika dread juu Keshaka alianza like that's the truth. That's how I started. But pia nikicompare mapicha zangu na kasi na dread na prefer nikiwa na dread. Na ka better nikiwa na dread.
So you look up to Kalamashaka as revolutionaries and when they had the locks, it's like me, we have the same story. But of course, I just want to say big up to everything you've been doing. For we here, we love everybody dreadlocked who's making a really good positive impression. It's not about your hair. You can make the top 40 under 40 list with locks as long as you're doing the right thing and not the wrong thing, Sheriff.
Yes.
One more year to go.
Yes. Relax. My locks are coming. They're still in baby stages right now.
Okay, and I just want to ask you, how can we support what you're doing, Juliani? How can we support the movement? Which are the websites we can follow? Which are the things we need to do to support all the positive works that you're doing?
Kusema kweli, the biggest challenge for us in everything until now is self-funding, you know. So we self-fund everything. So unless there's friends or well-wishers who are like, hey, Niaji, can I put something on top kusaidia? But also we have good partners, Kenya Association Manufacturers. Tuko na wase wengi tu wako like, hey, Niaji, situweke support hapo hivyo.
Okay.
So the best way of supporting always, and of course you can, and Juliani Kenya on Instagram or Twitter.
Yes.
Unaweza nitumia message info@juliani.co.ke.
Okay.
Uniambie, hey, mimi niko na mita kadhaa zime idle.
Can I help you?
Let's put it. Let's employ young people. We have the ability to employ 10,000 young people right now if you want.
Okay, and how much would we need to employ 10,000 young people?
You need only 5 million or 10 million.
Really? And we've given all those youths a job. And
Yani, saa hii kesho,
at this time,
if we have 1,000 taka banks,
yes,
we have provided employment for 10,000 young people.
Yeah, man, you heard it from Juliani, guys. We need to support. You need to head on to Juliani's page, Juliani Kenya, on Instagram
and
or
Twitter,
and on Twitter, or you can go to his email
info@juliani.co.ke.
Please see how you can help. I know me and Sheriff are also gonna sit down and think about this because we also want to be in this list, and our time is
it's almost running out.
It's almost running out. It'll be top 50 under 50 in the next few moments. But big up on yourself, Juliani. Keep the movement and keep the works, and we just say give thanks one more time for coming to Season Set.
Nashukuru sana kuwaona hapa by the way.
Yes, I give thanks. Blessed love. Did you feel the vibe, Juliani? He felt the vibe.
The #1 reggae radio station, on air, online, everywhere, worldwide.